everyone, welcome to another insightful episode of Martequity Dialogues by ETMartequity. In today's discussion, we have the privilege of hosting Mr. Sandeep Bedi, Director of Saas Sales India at Sinch Engage. As one of the leaders in the field of Martech, Sinch Engage plays a pivotal role in empowering brands to navigate the dynamic landscape of marketing technology, or Martech as we call it. So today with Sandeep, we'll be discussing the hot topic of WhatsApp marketing, exploring its transformation over the years and understanding how Sinch Engage solutions are propelling brands to newer heights. So let me welcome Sandeep. Hi Sandeep, welcome to Martequity Dialogues.
Hi, Ojasvi. Thank you for having me here and very happy to be here as well.
So to begin with, Sandeep, like this question sets the stage for understanding Sinch Engage's position in Martech and its role in educating and empowering brands in the realm of marketing technology. So if you could just quickly provide a brief overview of Sinch Engage's role in the Martech landscape, how are you facilitating the Martech journey of brands, helping them understand the concept a little better? Over to you.
So just to state the obvious a little bit, if you look at the today's modern Martech stack, we've got a content management system, we've got CRM, we've got analytics, we've got automation tools, we've got SEO, and then all of this is facilitated by what is an inherent communications platform, right? And that's where Sinch kind of fits in as the communication platform as a service, right? So it's called CPaaS, but the communication layer in the entire Martech space is facilitated by us, and not that's not where we are limited. When you talk about integration to CRM, when you talk about performance marketing related to analytics, when you talk about using chatbots to enable automation and other things, that's where CPaaS or platforms like Sinch fit in.
So great. So you secondly mentioned how Sinch Engage is assisting brands in enhancing their marketing journeys. So now I'm more keen to gain insights into the evolution of what we call as WhatsApp marketing. So Sandeep, how has WhatsApp marketing evolved over the years, and what are the notable trends or innovations that have emerged recently, especially in the light of Meta's involvement?
Sure. So I'll pick up the thread from the Martech, the question prior to that. Now we talked about Sinch being a communication platform, and at least for India specifically, WhatsApp is one of the main or major platforms where everybody likes to communicate, right? So of course in India, WhatsApp, before it was even acquired by Meta, became a household name because we were communicating on it with our friends. We would kind of it was like our personal communication channel. Now once Meta acquired this, they of course saw this as an opportunity. They said that, look, this is where everybody is, right? And that's the core requirement of a Martech platform, that wherever people are is where we should engage with them, right? So now, today we've got 550 million subscribers in India alone, of the 2.2 billion people who are on WhatsApp, right? So that's why everybody is using WhatsApp, right? So, I mean, I'm answering that question first. Of course, where the whole business angle for WhatsApp came into play is really, I mean, is because of COVID, right? Because once COVID happened, businesses realize that, look, people are not coming to their physical establishments. There's not that much of they cannot reach the brick and mortar establishments. And then also a lot of the companies which are the so-called digital natives, which don't have any brick and mortar presence, really expanded all over the world, right? So that then created the other need, right? That, look, if if you are a brand which doesn't have any physical presence, then the only way you can communicate is through some sort of a messaging platform, right? And then where does everybody, which is the largest messaging platform? It's of course WhatsApp, right? And then WhatsApp started something called as WhatsApp business platform, where You could also use like a landline number and a lot of other nuances they kind of bought in, and they put a lot of analytics on top of it. You could communicate with your users and see how that campaign went and so on and so forth, right? But this was kind of the evolution as to why WhatsApp became such a prominent channel.
That's very interesting. So, Sandeep, thank you for highlighting the evolution. And my next question is like quite relevant to understand the technical aspects of WhatsApp marketing and the role Sinch Engage is playing in ensuring a seamless integration process, which is crucial, of course, for effective communication. So, suppose there's an XYZ brand who wants to integrate WhatsApp into its existing Martech stack. How are you going to make it easy for them, A? And how do you ensure compatibility with the existing systems in place and ease of integration with various Martech tools and platforms?
Right. Now, the beauty of our platform is that we've from an integration perspective, it is almost plug and play. Right now, Sinch is a business solution provider of Meta. It's a BSP. So what the agreement that we have with Meta is that all of their uh, data in the cloud is available to us, right? I don't, not to get super technical here, but basically we are integrated into their systems, right? So if you think of Meta in the cloud and if you think of Sinch in the cloud, these two clouds are kind of meshed up together, right? So this is what is termed by the business API, right? The business interface. So Meta has opened their APIs to us. Now, once that happens, that means we have all the access to all the customer, who come onto our platform, right? I mean, I don't have access to all WhatsApp accounts, but the ones which register with us, they will once they start with us, the Meta part is already taken care of because we are a BSP.
Okay.
Now, the second part is that, look, I have, my data, which is sitting on my CRM. I've got my content, which is sitting on my content system. And for that, again, we have built a lot of different, plug and play interfaces, right? I could just connect to their Salesforce, or I could connect to their Lead Square, or I could connect to their HubSpot, just, very, very seamlessly, just by giving the name of that connection, and I could pull in all the data, right? And I could pull in all of that contact, right? So if you now look at the entire ecosystem, on one side, I have the complete access to the WhatsApp systems, and on the other side, I've got access to the client who onboards with us, and I can have access to the content, and I can have access to their contacts, and then they can simply start communicating to their their customers using our platform, and then also the analytics which is generated, right? I mean, as to what happened to that communication, even that can be passed back to the system which is connected with us.
But what are some of the misconceptions and mistakes which are happening during this journey? Like, can you share examples of successful WhatsApp marketing campaigns and also address why WhatsApp might not be yielding the desired results for some companies and what they should be doing? Like, where exactly are the brands going wrong?
Sure. I think that's a very important and a pertinent question. SMS for years was the prominent channel, right? And we were all used to, getting messages on WhatsApp. But WhatsApp is not a conversational channel, right? So conversation by definition means it has to be two-way, right? Whereas SMS is I have said that I have deposited your salary in your bank, or this is the transaction you did, right? So it's very transactional in nature. And why I bought SMS, why I used that analogy is because a lot of that communication was started from there. And the first mistake people make is, they assume that this is an extension of SMS, right? Okay, this is how I was doing communication on using an SMS platform, and now I will kind of start doing the same, right? So if I'm doing marketing, I will just buy like a database from the market, or I might have some database which I procured from the internet, and I could just start for a lack of better term, just blasting messages to them, right? It doesn't work that way because WhatsApp is a lot more premium, and they want to maintain the quality of the system, right? So the first misconception or first element here is a permission, or what is called as an opt-in, right? I need to, if I have to talk to Ojasvi, I have to first ask permission from her that, look, can I engage with you? Can I talk to you, right? I will take your permission from you, right? Whereas an SMS, I don't need to do that, right? So that's the first, step in this journey. And then the other, the other powerful part about this medium is that it is a conversational platform, right? You could then, if you go to a shoe shop in Delhi or Mumbai to buy, a pair of shoes, how you would see a shoe salesman engage with you, you can kind of replicate that experience using a conversational platform, right? So that's the other, part which people, do it incorrectly, or maybe don't, think about their conversational journeys, right? Or they think about like, look, yes, once the person comes onto my platform, how would I engage with them? How would I, plan my conversations? How would the journey look like? That is not being done, right? So these are the two key ones, and how do you define a template? How do you get it approved? So there's a lot of different technical nuances where you would definitely need someone like Sinch to and our customer success team to help people understand how WhatsApp can be most effective for their marketing needs.
Okay, so you cited some of the like interesting analogies, but Sandeep, now let's cite some examples here. If you could provide examples of brands or businesses that have successfully integrated Sinch Engage WhatsApp solutions into their Martech stack, and what benefits did they achieve from this integration? If I ask you to list top benefits to
Sure,
mention.
absolutely. Now, as I alluded to or I talked about, is that this is a conversational and engagement platform, right? Now, where a lot of our retail customers, if I look at a Kaya who's into nutraceuticals and skincare products, they've been able to if they were using SMS or if they were using email, as a communication platform using WhatsApp, they are able to educate. Actually, firstly, they're able to personalize. If somebody is coming to their platform, they're able to clearly understand. What is that person coming there for, right? Are they coming for a skin related problem or a hair related problem? So you can develop that hyper personalization. I mean, you don't want to get very personal. I mean, very personal, but you want to personalize the experience, right? So you can get initial information, and then you can start sending them information or educate them about your products which are more relevant to them, right? Now, once that happens, the journey or the whole experience becomes much better, right? We've got a brand, one of the large hotels like Hilton, who is using WhatsApp as a concierge service, right? So, when you check into that hotel, they use our agent management capabilities. What that means is that when you log in, they will give you one dedicated WhatsApp number, and on the other end is a butler or a valet, right? And so if you say, so it's a hyper personalized kind of experience that you're getting, that look, I want a spa package to be planned for me for tomorrow, or my children want to go for this excursion, right? So it's again very unique way of using a conversational platform, right? And so I've talked about a kind of a customer support kind of a journey, and a marketing where you are educating the customers about your product, right? So lead generation, marketing, customer support, all of these journeys can be really enhanced.
But if you're talking about hyper personalization here, so Sati, WhatsApp is known for its personal and direct nature. So how can brands of, or you for that matter, strike the right balance between personalized communication and avoiding the risk of being too, of course, what we call it, being too intrusive in their WhatsApp marketing efforts?
Absolutely. Now, that's why I gave an example of Kaya.
Yeah.
That is a requirement which requires me to have intimate knowledge, right? Only if I know about your hair type or if I know about your skin type can I offer you a solution. And in that case, people will be happy to do it in a restricted, it's a one-on-one conversation. It's almost, similar to when you would go into a mall and sit in front of a, person like a makeup artist or something, right? Now, where you don't want to be intrusive is where, you have, financial information or financial data. You don't want to do it there, right? So if you're an insurance company, you want to send you want to keep your initial forms or your data gathering much smaller, and then be able to pass that information, right? So it could be like, okay, at least tell me what is your age group, what is your risk appetite, some of the basic questions can be answered, right? So it's still better than just sending them kind of a spray and pray approach, that, oh, these are my 100 products, and let me know which one you like, right? At least I'm able to filter it down to so yeah, based on the need, I talked about a Hilton which is using a one-on-one connection. I'm talking about a Kaya which is a little lesser complex, and then something more generic than a insurance. But the point here is, because of the conversation nature, you can decide on the level of personalization, and that's really works.
Now, so you mentioned some of the practical applications of Sinch Engage solutions and the tangible benefits experienced by businesses, making the conversation more relatable and actionable for the audience. So now, before we end this really interesting conversation, let me ask a last question to you. So, Sandeep, as we know, the festival season is already here, and every brand wants to play beautifully with their marketing. So, how can brands leverage WhatsApp during Indian festivals? One, and how to make it work for them this season. If you could share creative ways brand could use WhatsApp for festival marketing, and also provide examples of successful WhatsApp campaigns during festivals,
Right.
in your role, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what will happen in this festive season, and happens in every festive season, but even more so, when you look at a Diwali or a Christmas, because that's, like the mega season, that's like the Black Friday for us, right? So, you have to figure out a way that your brand and your presence can stand out in the crowd, right? Of course, if you're going to the mall, that is a brick and mortar approach. But in the digital world, in the digital native world, you have to figure out a way to stand out in the crowd, right? And WhatsApp, again, is, because of its conversational nature, because we could build a certain degree of automation, because we could really personalize it. I mean, that personalization can help you stand out in the crowd, right? So you could talk about a specific kind of an hamper, or you could talk about, like, if you when you talk about gifting hampers as an example, you could talk about that. Look, I want it to be all organic, or I want it to be, let's say, uh, these kind of breads, or these kind of chocolates, right? So it could be very specific to how you want your packaging to be, or how your hamper to look like. You could differentiate when you look at packaging. You could differentiate how it is delivered, right? So all of these things, again, you could automate using a experience on WhatsApp, right? So this is where it helps you differentiate from the other platforms, right? And this is what we are seeing a lot of our brands. If you look at Jean-Claude salons, or if you look at Kaya, or if you look at some of these brands, that's how they are trying to work out that, look, how can their packages or what they're offering stand out, right? So that's the degree of personalization. Secondly, it is by creating a one-on-one experience, right? So you could use WhatsApp as an entry channel or as a lead generation channel, but you could immediately transfer it to a human, right? Which could and which will not be a phone conversation, but it's actually a chat conversation which is happening onto our platform, right? And again, the beauty of Sinch Engage is that you could have one single WhatsApp number, and on the other side you could have 100 agents, right, all talking into that single one WhatsApp number, right? So it gives you that one to many relationship, right? So using and then the last aspect I will talk about is our audience manager, right? You could segment your audience, right? So you could say that this campaign, for Diwali or for Christmas, for this specific need should go to these 5,000 versus the other 5,000 versus the other third 5,000 and the fourth 5,000, right? So this 20,000 data you could really segment using our audience manager. And then I think the part which is really effective is the analytics which you get, which is in real time, right? So if I send out something, I know within 24 hours, how this has performed, right? Which is, compared to any other platform, I think that's the most powerful aspect.
Okay, interesting. And before going, just a little bonus question here. I would really want to ask, or your suggestion to all those brands who are just starting out their Martech journey. What are some of the suggestions or any guidance you would want to give them?
Right. So, see, I think any Martech, technology stack is only as good as, just the technology, right? I think what is required on top of that is to understand your consumer journey, kind of break it up into different parts, right? You can look at how you're going to acquire your customers, how you're going to nurture them, how are you going to retain them, how are you going to bring them back, right? So when I look at a pre-purchase, purchase, and a post-purchase journey, I think we that needs to be mapped up or mapped very, very clearly and very, very precisely. And each of these, how you would retain and how you would engage your customers really needs to be thought about. And again, our customer success team can help in that. And of course, we can also enable, once all of that is thought out and all of that is planned, of course, Martech platforms like ours are the best to execute that strategy.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we had a lot of takeaways from today's interview, and I'm really thankful for your time and insights. Thank you so much, Sandeep. Look forward to more such conversations ahead.
Thank you, Ojasvi. Thank you for having me here, and thanks.